Review: the Acura Integra Type S proves it's still a badass. Don't be tempted to call the Integra Type S a dolled-up Honda Civic Type R. It's better. When the Acura Integra returned to the brand's lineup last year, it had some big boots to fill, at least to those of us who fondly remember the original. Despite some tepid reviews, the new Integra hatchback stayed true to its roots, delivering a lot of goodness and outselling European competitors like the Audi A3, BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, and Mercedes-Benz CLA Class by quite a large margin, and with a nearly 20% take rate for the manual transmission. Our criticisms mostly concerned its lack of tire grip and the fact the all-season tires were noisy. We said the chassis could handle more power, and we were disappointed you needed to get the A-Spec trim to get the 6-speed manual. Good news, the 2024 Acura Integra Type S kicks those complaints to the curb. Is it even an Integra? Counting the 2003 to 2006 Acura RSX as one, this 5th-generation Integra in Type S guise is practically a different car compared to lower trims of the 2024 Integra. Its front track width is 3.5 inches greater, rear is up 1.9 inches, necessitating the beefy wheel arches that increase the overall width by almost 3.0 inches. The 235/40 18-inch all-season tires are replaced with 265/30 19-inch Michelin Pilot Sport 4's summer rubber wrapping lighter wheels. The larger grille with fewer spokes allegedly flows 170% more air, and the vented aluminum hood relieves air pressure and thus reduces lift. There is meaningfully more cooling and true aerodynamics with hidden canards up front, a flat underbelly, and a rear diffuser and spoiler. Turbo 2.0L develops more than Type R. The 2.0-liter turbocharged, intercooled inline-4 makes 320 horsepower and 310 lb-ft of torque. That's an increase of 120 HP/118 lb-ft compared to the regular Integra's standard 1.5-liter turbo. Yes, it's the same K20C engine as the Honda Civic Type R, with 5 additional horses due to the removal of the front resonator in the active exhaust system. More on this in a bit. By our calculations, that puts the Integra Type S pounds/HP at 10.1 and the Civic Type R's at a nearly identical 10.0. The only transmission offered is one of the beefiest yet best shifting 6-speed manuals available, sending power through a highly effective helical limited slip differential to the front wheels. Automatic rev matching for downshifts can be turned off/on, but it's annoying to have to navigate 8 menu taps deep in order to do so. Chassis and suspension. The 2024 Acura Integra Type S dual-axis front strut and multi-link rear suspension are also borrowed from the Honda, but Acura engineers tuned the multi-mode adaptive dampers and anti-roll bars to offer a more compliant grand touring experience rather than a racetrack one. Essentially, each of the modes Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus are a half-rung lower on the intensity ladder. The modes also affect the throttle/engine, steering, and gauges, settings for all of which can also be mixed and saved under the individual mode. Driving experience. I happened to attend the first drive event for the first U.S. market Honda Civic Type R in 2017, and I remember feeling like, well, this changes everything. The sense of déjà vu I felt driving the 2024 Acura Integra Type S was inescapable, probably inevitable. Dang, this car is just so good, I muttered to myself. There's an instant competency to it, and it goads you into driving quickly. All the controls are perfectly placed and weighted. The steering wheel's diameter and contours are terrific. There are, as mentioned, distinct differences among the drive modes, the most noticeable being the exhaust pops and crackles, audio system augmented, of course, in Sport and Sport Plus modes. The Civic Type R does not sound like this. It was also a welcome surprise to find the automatic rev matching feature adjusts depending upon mode, as well, delivering smooth, lazy downshifts in Comfort and quick, sharp ones in Sport Plus. Launching the Type S. I performed a rev-limited launch, 3,500 RPM at 0 miles per hour, that required some clutch slippage, but it was still possible to break the front tire's traction. The clutch uptake is at the top of the pedals travel like a sports car's, and the short throw shifter is delightful. Acceleration to 60 miles per hour should match the Civic Type R's 5.3 to 5.4 seconds. Not until the drive route allowed some serious pace did I realize how great the brake pedal feel is and how effective the brakes themselves are. There are 13.8-inch two-piece rotors with monoblock 4-piston Brembo calipers up front and 12.0-inch discs out back. On the curviest sections of road with traction control defeated, the mechanical limited slip diff was magical. With peak torque delivered from 2,600 to 4,000 RPM, the tires didn't make a chirp exiting corners. The limit of the dual-axis front suspension's effectiveness did produce a bit of steering tug, but not what anybody would consider torque steer. Driven with purpose and pace, the new Integra Type S just feels buttoned down and well sorted overall. Also, I can vouch for the comfort of the 12-way adjustable driver's seat after a 3-hour drive home produced no hot spots or soreness whatsoever. I can also validate the claimed 28 mpg on the highway. But is it a Civic Type R? If you're saying to yourself, it's just a Honda Civic Type R with an Acura badge, you're missing the point. Besides the 7 paint and 3 interior choices, plus a few accessories, copper-colored wheels, carbon fiber mirror caps and rear spoiler, etc., there are no options available or needed here. The 2024 Acura Integra Type S is loaded with every feature, except for navigation, you could want. The interior is more upscale, and the exterior is arguably more handsome and more sporty than the Civic Type Rs. We know Acura had a good baseline with the hot Honda's underpinnings, and the Integra Type S feels just as capable, more confident, and more refined at the same time. It has far less vertical motion in its ride quality, but that doesn't make it any less engaging to drive on curving roads. Its base price of $51,995 is cheaper than those of the Audi S3, BMW M235i Gran Coupe, and Mercedes-Benz CLA 35. Acura has a real winner and legitimate luxury sport hatchback, sedan, on its hands.